here's the thing. When it comes to enhancing your yoga, your Reiki, your crystal practice, it's got to be the chakras. When it comes to looking at how you can personally enhance your yoga practice, your Reiki practice, your crystal healing practice, even your meditation practice, or just your natural spiritual practice, I highly, highly recommend understanding the chakra system. And this is why. When it comes to looking at the mind-body connection, the chakras are the bread and butter to understanding our energetic body as a whole, as a complete system to understanding higher consciousness itself. So today I want to talk about how we can start to use the chakras to our benefit. What can you do to enhance your chakra practice, or enhance your Reiki practice, or enhance your yoga practice, and so forth? When it comes to looking at the chakra system, I've been teaching you a lot about the different ways that we can learn about how do the chakras actually work behind the scenes. And we've also talked a lot about different chakra blocks. And right now, we officially made it to a point where we have now made it to every single video has a chakra to it. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I don't know why this took forever, but for some reason, I've been wanting to make a video on each chakra for a really long time, and then it kept getting like harder. And you know, I am all about learning to navigate through your resistance, but as of now, we officially have a chakra healing playlist. I'm so excited, which dives deep into all of the chakras, all the signs and symbols and the blockages, and how to heal a chakra, chakra meditations, and so forth. And it's like a really fun way for me to just communicate how different my chakra healing methodology is different than the normal status quo and the kind of the mainstream new age way of looking at the chakras. And most importantly, I would say when it comes to chakra healing, it's really a beautiful system to learn about your energy body. If you are here watching my channel, maybe you've had a spiritual awakening or a Kundalini awakening, or you're in the process of a Kundalini awakening, or you just got started and you're unsure if you're spiritually awakening. Hi. Basically, this is one of the best systems to learn because it sheds so much light for you on these terms that maybe you're hearing, but you don't properly understand, such as the light body, the energy body, higher consciousness, understanding your mindset, and so forth. It kind of puts a name to all of these labels that we have in the spiritual community. And that's one of the reasons why the chakra healing system is so, so powerful. And I cannot shut up about it enough because honestly, it is just so powerful. And so today I wanted to talk about just that. So on today's episode of Awaken and Manifest Your Best Life, we are going to dive into how you can use the chakras to enhance your practice. Let's get started. Here is Ashley from theawakenstate.net, and we are here to talk about how can we start to use the chakras to enhance our yoga practice or our Reiki practice or our meditation practice, for example, or even our crystal healing practice. Now, I have a lot of interesting things to say about this because one thing that I've learned from doing the Ultimate Chakra Academy, since we've opened the doors to the Academy, a lot of different clients have different ways of using the chakra system. And I think this is so, so cool because, for example, one person, I'm not going to say their names, but one client of mine used the chakras to enhance her animal Reiki business. How cool is that? Another person who just recently did the Chakra Academy, she used the chakra system. She didn't really need the healing tools. She used it instead to enhance her client practice as a crystal practitioner. And she has her own business and her own her own studio and everything. And she used the chakra system to start learning how to enhance her crystal business. And I thought that was so amazing because a lot of the times when people come to me, they want to use the chakras for healing. But over the years, what I've learned is that that's not always the case. It's not always the case to use the chakras on your own healing journey. While that's amazing, it's absolutely incredible to use the chakras for your mind-body healing journey. There's also so many other ways you can use the chakra system, and that's like so cool. So from the person who did animal Reiki, from another person who used it for crystal healing, another person can use it to enhance their yoga practice and so forth. And that is what I want to talk about today, because let me tell you, when it comes to looking at energy healing and mind-body healing, the mind-body connection, understanding how to utilize the mind-body connection, understanding the chakras is kind of the energetic system that we're running on. When it comes to looking at when we're in a place of mind-body healing, a lot of the times there might be some big gaps in like holes in the process. For example, a lot of people teach energy clearing work, but they don't really tell you what to do afterwards. There's the clearing, and then there's just emptiness. And a big part of the the way I approach the chakra system is we focus a lot on the repatterning process that comes after the releasing work. One of my specialties when it comes to understanding the chakra system is it's not just about energy clearing, doing the shadow work. It's about looking at the chakras as a system of healing and manifestation and giving and receiving. And most importantly, they're working in harmony and tandem with each other with the mind-body connection. But we also have to realize there's the healing current and then there's the manifestation current. We might not always be in the healing current, but we could be in the manifestation current because they're going on congruently all the time. It depends on how we are actually approaching the chakra system. So if we're just focusing on the releasing work, we might not be also working in tandem with that mental and the emotional and the habitual side of the chakra system, which is creating those patterns to begin with. So when it comes to looking at the chakras as a whole, we can start to see that there's like a beautiful way to understand that there's a system running behind the scenes, and this is how your energy is working. So when we hear the term, what is a light body? What is the energy body? Or Merkaba and so forth, we're talking about the energy body, the energy systems that are running behind the scenes due to our energy. Now, when it comes to looking at the chakras as a whole, how can it enhance our spiritual practice or our yoga practice or our meditation practice? Well, that's exactly just it. It can be a place where you can start to learn how to utilize these energy systems to your personal advantage. Now, how the heck do we do that? When we look at yoga, for example, yoga is a great system to literally enhance and massage our chakras, and it's also a great tool for clearing our chakras. And when we use the yoga system alongside of learning about the chakras, we now have a deeper understanding of what's going on behind the scenes of our yoga practice. When we do certain asanas and certain poses, those are actually opening up the chakras due to the alignment and the breath work and the pranayama going on behind the scenes, helping to regulate and nourish those chakras behind the scenes. So when you look at how yoga works as a whole, we can start to see that it's kind of happening simultaneously. So when we start to utilize the chakra system to our personal advantage, it deepens and enriches our yoga practice because now we have a name and a face and a label to associate when we do those particular yoga asanas. In the same regard, when it comes to looking at how we have energy systems running on behind the scenes, isn't it so much more enriching and deeper when we can start to use those particular ways of, I would say, those energy tools to look at how we notice that our mind is connecting to our body and our body is connecting to those emotions and that emotion is connecting to our actions, so that when we do those particular asanas and we have a thought come up, we can immediately snap it back to, oh, that's happening in my throat chakra. Oh, that's happening in my heart center as I do this heart opening exercise. Then you can start to connect that back. It's almost like it's giving you a roadmap or a blueprint to understand that particular energy. Okay, so are you with me so far? So when it comes to looking at yoga, for example, we can see how this can deeply enrich in our practice because we can start to use more of mindset and emotions and start to utilize these different principles in our yoga practice. Now, when it comes to looking at yoga as a whole, it is a mind-body practice that focuses on connecting our breath. But what's even more powerful with understanding the chakra system is we can start to literally have more of an awareness, like a deeper awareness of utilizing those energy centers with our yoga asanas. Now, depending on your background with yoga and Kundalini yoga and so forth, this is a great way for you to personally enhance your practice, because not only are you more educated on what is happening energetically behind the scenes when you do yoga, but it's also enhancing when you do, say, Kundalini yoga. You're learning how to incorporate more of those mantras and most of all the asana work and the breath work practice that's helping to regulate those chakras as a whole. Now, at the same time, when we look at other modalities such as Reiki is a beautiful tool for understanding how to do a full mind-body healing. Now, when I say mind-body healing, I like to say that Reiki is really good for doing more so of a realignment process. One of the hugest things I've noticed since doing Reiki sessions is it helps a lot with realignment, and it helps more kind of like unkeek the hose. So it's like it helps you kind of get back on track. And so one thing I've really noticed with Reiki when it comes to the chakras, it kind of helps particularly a practitioner. It will help them guide them to the right ways to enhance their healing practice. So for example, if you do in-person hands-on healing, it will help you understand how to locate a particular chakra. It will help you understand where the blocked energy is originating from. And most importantly, it will help you pinpoint which particular chakra it needs healing. Because as a Reiki practitioner, one of the hugest things is hands-on healing and using those particular symbols, right? So when it comes to looking at session work, wouldn't it be so much more powerful and more enriching to understand that those chakras are coming up for a reason? And so when you use the Reiki healing as a tool and a modality, you're actually pinpointing which chakra needs healing. And personally, over the years, what I've found when it comes to chakra healing alongside of Reiki, those two work really beautifully in tandem together, because not only does it enrich your entire practice and your practitioner's session, but it also helps you as a whole with your own healing journey. Because, if you're going to be a teacher, you have to also work on your own healing journey. You can't just be a healer and not work on your own healing. And in general, it helps you a lot with just having a name and a label for helping you enhance your healing practice. Now, when it comes to looking at just meditation or, any kind of spiritual practice, this helps you pinpoint if something is particularly happening in a certain area of the body. You are now educated on the conscious awareness of what is occurring behind the scenes. So for example, say you have heart palpitations and tightness in your chest, and suddenly this comes up during meditation and it freaks you the F out. And all of a sudden this moment of clarity comes over you and you have a wave and a rush and suddenly you're crying. Now, if you didn't know the chakras, you probably wouldn't know what was happening to you. Can you guess what was happening to you? Your heart chakra was opening up. So this gives you kind of a beautiful way to start to put names and faces to particular things that happen, because when you have an energetic shift, it is occurring in the body, and the body is connected to the entire system of the chakras. So when you look at how the nervous system responds, we have a nervous system response, and then because it's happening in a particular chakra, we start to realize that we can kind of just have a psychological guide map to connect that back to a particular chakra. And I think that's really beautiful and a so powerful way to look at it. Another thing that's really powerful, and this is something that I've done in the past, is when I have an illness or something comes up, say I have a sore throat. So normally, I'm going to give myself rest and self-care and so forth. But a lot of the times sore throats, they just heal on their own. So instead, you can use the chakras to help heal you faster. So you can do the mental work, the emotional work, and then you can do the yoga asanas to accompany that particular throat chakra and so forth. And you can also work on the actions to take to help you heal that particular throat chakra. Because you'll find that a lot of the times when we have a particular illness show up, it's usually because there is an imbalance that is coming up and being triggered for healing and clearing. And as you know, being on the spiritual journey, that's part of the journey when it comes to looking at how we heal things and move forward and how we transcend the old paradigm and move forward into the new paradigm. A big piece of that comes up in terms of signs and symptoms of the body, and most importantly, like flu or illness. And sometimes it's just flu or illness. But a lot of the times when you look at it behind the scenes, when you have something come up in the throat chakra, normally 9 times out of 10, you're not owning your truth. Once you start owning your truth, it usually goes back to normal. So another thing when it comes to looking at how you can utilize the chakras more to enhance your practice, like I said, it can be as simple as you notice something come up in your meditation. Now you have a name and a face for what's occurring for you. I don't know how many times I've gotten questions where like people see orbs of light, or they have like an experience where they see something in their third eye, but they don't know what's happening to them because they don't understand what the third eye is and what's occurring in the third eye. So it's like I kind of just have to redirect them to the right path. And it's like, of course, when you're new to this journey, it can be very confusing and overwhelming because we're navigating a totally different world. So what I've made peace with is understanding the chakra system has completely enhanced my entire journey when it comes to spiritual awakening. Okay, so I hope you guys deeply enjoyed that behind the scenes look of some unique ways that you can use the chakras to enhance your spiritual practice, your yoga practice, your Reiki practice, and so forth. And most of all, it's the same thing with crystals. When you understand crystals from understanding how to use the chakras, well, think about it. When you're using crystals in your healing practice, but then you notice that certain things are coming up for you, you can easily be like, oh, I need to do heart chakra work, so I need to work with rose quartz. Okay, so before, if you didn't know what the chakras were, and if you didn't understand how the chakras work, you wouldn't be able to do that. You would just be guessing. So another thing that's really common and very simple is you can connect the chakras back to crystals and crystal healing, for example. So say if you use a lot of crystals in your healing practice, understanding the chakra system helps you deeply enhance your crystal healing journey, and so forth. I could be here all day. Those are just some very common ones that I can think of off the top of my head when it comes to enhancing your practice. Okay, so to close this out, I would love to know, what is your favorite ways of working with the chakras? Do you work with the chakras? And most importantly, when it comes to chakra healing, I think it's so powerful to realize that it really can enhance our practice in a way where we have so much more clarity and awareness, and most of all, mindfulness towards understanding ourselves and our body and who we are as a person. And if you're interested in learning more about the chakras, one thing that I have for you is my new chakra starter kit. It's a new toolkit where you can start to dive into some of my best trainings on the chakras, so you can give yourself a crash course on the chakra system. If you've never heard of the chakras before, it's a great resource to give you a full behind the scenes look of the chakras, how to use the chakras in healing, how to understand the chakra detox framework, which is my signature framework in the Ultimate Chakra Academy. And most importantly, I also include some really basic tools to understand how to feel energy, how to understand yourself when it comes to energy, and most of all, your vibrations, and how to understand how vibrations connect to the chakra system. Okay, so if you're interested in that, it's at theawakenstate.net/chakra, and I'll leave that link down below for you just so you can dive in right away in the description. And make sure you like, subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you next time.